Once upon a time, there was a single dad who loved traveling with his kids. They packed their bags, grabbed their passports, and set off on another adventure. Everything was going perfectly. Until one day at the airport, an immigration officer looked at the dad and asked a question he was not expecting.
Are you allowed to travel with these children?
The dad froze, because when you're a single parent traveling with kids, that question can change everything. But luckily, this dad had brought a secret weapon.
And that mighty weapon that I have on every trip is right here, my travel binder. And a lot of you are probably thinking, why do you need a whole binder worth of things? And the fact of the matter is, single parents, especially when you're traveling alone with your kids, you do get that question, are you allowed to be traveling with the kids? And the law in most countries says something along the lines of, if an adult is traveling with children, they must have the permission of the other parent, or at least the consent of the other parent to do so. So the practicality of that is, if you don't have something proving that you have some sort of consent, either from the parent or from the court, that you can travel with your children, that you can leave the country with your children, you can have issues either leaving the country or when you come back. Because the fact of the matter is, literally anybody in an airport environment can ask you, from the ticket agents to the security folk to immigration and customs to law enforcement. They can all ask you for proof. And if any one of them aren't satisfied, they can deny you entry to where you are going, which would be bad enough. But they could also detain you for further questioning, which would definitely ruin your holiday. So let's go through a little bit of what I have in my binder to make sure that every trip goes off without a hitch. So my binder has two groups of documents, and I just have these documents and forms and such ready for every single trip. I print them out and give them to whoever I need to, or I have them in my binder. Some of them are designed to stay at home, go on the fridge, go to family or friends or emergency contacts, pet sitters, etc., while the rest are designed to be in the binder, or some of them are meant to be with my other travelers as well. So first thing is my emergency sheet. This goes on the fridge, and it literally just says what trip I'm on, who to call in case of an emergency, and how to get hold of me. That's it. The big things that somebody needs to know if something goes wrong, they have a piece of paper there that just tells them exactly what they need to know, where I'm going to be, when I'm traveling, who to call in the emergency, how to get a hold of me. Right underneath that, I have the information for where I'm staying and my flights and such like that. Now, mine is a little bit longer because we've got a whirlwind of a trip coming up. Normally yours would be maybe a page or two, but just the who's traveling, when our flights and such are, and our hotel information. So in case somebody can't get a hold of me directly from my phone, at least they know, maybe we'll try calling the hotel or something like that. Which hotel are they going to be at? Well, the information is right there. So, of course, I have my checklist, and my checklist includes the things that I need in the binder and the things that I should be leaving with other people at home and such like that. Just check them off and away you go. And all of this is designed to just make sure that I don't have to think, did I remember this form? Did I remember that form? Do I have this? Do I have that? I literally print this package off. I check off what I have. If there's things that I don't need for a particular trip, I just cross them off, it's no problem. But at least I know that I have a list, a checklist every single time I travel. So another thing that I print off and put on the fridge, in fact, this one's been on our fridge for forever. I even just took it off the fridge instead of printing out a new one, but it is the pet sitter information. That's right, we have a dog. He's very Where is he? He hasn't bothered me this entire filming, which is weird. But we usually leave him at home with somebody to care for him. That's the information we put on the fridge so that whoever the pet sitter is knows exactly what to do, who, what, when, where, and how. This one actually goes with each traveler, especially because I'm traveling with kids. It is information cards. So each kid gets one of these, each traveler gets one of these, and they can put it in their backpack. So if they are separated or have some sort of emergency, there is information there on the rest of the travelers on how to contact the other travelers in the group if they're separated, if they need to find another phone because they don't have a cell phone that works or something like that. Or if there's an emergency, they have this on them so that they can give it to an emergency worker or something like that who would then be able to contact anybody else on the trip. Other things that go into the binder. Of course, like I mentioned in the first place, one of the things that you have to do is you have to have something that says you are allowed to travel. In my case, it is my handy dandy court order. As you guys know, almost every year I have to go in and get one of these, not because I'm not allowed to travel on a regular course of the matter, but because there are other issues that prevent that from happening easily. So in this case, I do that, and I highlight the pertinent sections as well, so that somebody flipping through this can easily see who is allowed to travel, when the travel is allowed to take place, and under what circumstances. They don't have to read the whole thing, they can actually just go through and see the highlighted portions. Right behind that, I have my normal parenting order. So if you have a parenting order or a custody order or whatever not, and it has clauses about travel, make sure it's in your binder. And again, I highlight the pertinent sections, the names of the kids involved and such like that, so that somebody who's looking at it does not have to search and try and find information. It's there, it's easily accessible for them, super easy. Behind that, if you have an order, an arrangement with the other parent that they have to be notified of travel outside of the country or stuff like that, then you definitely want to include the proof of that notification. So you put that in there so that anybody who's looking at this can see that you're allowed to travel, you've notified the other parent, they've given consent. And the other thing that you want to have is written consent from the other parent. If you don't have a court order or something like that telling you to travel, you want to have an actual written consent. Now, I made this a template, so all I have to do is input the information that's pertinent to that trip, take out the rest, have the other partner sign it, and there we go, easy peasy, it goes into the binder as well. So all of these things, for the most part, I have actually put together. Like I mentioned, they're in the app.thewondercrew.org, but I've also got them as printables. So if you don't want to get the app and you just want to get these printouts, you can go to our site, wondercrew.org/gear. You will see digital downloads, and you can actually download most of these in the binder system as well. And why did I do that? Well, if I have to do it 100 times and I'm already creating these templates for myself, why not share them with you as well? So they are there for download if you need or want, and you can type the information in, or you can just print them off and write in whatever information that you need to put in them as well. They are all there for you. Some other things that you want to have in your binder. You want to have printed copies of your passports and of birth certificates, especially for the children, just to prove that you're with the right person, that they're citizens of the country that you say they are. All that kind of proof is important. You also definitely want to have a full copy of your itinerary, because especially if you're not using our app in its brand new offline mode, which I just finished programming, yay me, you want to have your itinerary in a format that if your phone fails or whatever not, you can actually still know what's coming up next in your day. So I have the version that is printed out directly out of our app, and that goes in the binder as well. Other things that go in the binder. You want to make sure that you have your contact list in the binder for emergencies as well, not just on the person, but in the binder. You also want to make sure that you have a copy of your travel insurance in your binder. And again, all this stuff, you should have them digitally You want to have an offline copy. That's 2026 speak for having it printed out. Have that offline copy so that if something goes wrong, your phone isn't working, the battery's dead, or whatever, you still have access to the important information. And especially if you're traveling with kids. That one time you lend your phone to your kid and they watch Bluey until the phone dies, and then you realize that you're at immigration and your phone is dead and you can't show them a piece of information, you will thank yourself for having had everything printed out. And that's the important part. That's the thing, is just being prepared to make your trip, to make your travel as stress-free as possible. So, like I mentioned, you can get most of this stuff off our app. You can also get them for digital download on our site, and you will see how this works for us, as Japan and China are coming up super quick for us. And I'm going to be doing, and honestly, this is actually going to be one of the first times that I have really traveled without any other person with me. And that means that the chances of me being asked about the kids actually goes up. So I could be asked when we are on one of our layovers, I could be asked when we do Japan immigration, I could be asked when we do China immigration. There are so many times when I can be asked about this, and it's just the best thing to be prepared. Does it take up space in my carry-on? Yeah, it does. It does take a little bit of space. But you know what? You rather have this information and not need it than need it and not have it. But anyway, planning for Japan and China continues. We've got lots coming ahead. We're going to be doing an etiquette video soon that we just finished filming, and you are going to love it. We had a lot of fun doing it. We have a new sponsor, and I cannot wait to show you what this sponsor has given us, because it is incredible. We've got that video coming up soon as well. Like I mentioned, we've got the packing video coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun, because packing for Japan is going to be different than anywhere else we've ever been, but also packing for doing a hike of the Great Wall. Like I mentioned, we're going to be hiking the Great Wall for 2 days in the heat, in the sun, in the humidity. So we've got to pack and be ready and prepared for that as well. So that's going to be in the packing video. And then of course, there's the trip itself that's coming up that we're going to be taking you along with us soon. So again, thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. And until next time, keep exploring. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, what's the big deal? Why do you need a binder full of... that is thick. Keep exploring. Oh. Why do I get so tight filming? Jeez. All right.